What's going on, guys? It's me, Fan 2016 here, and today we have another model plane review for you guys. Today I'll be reviewing the GeminiJets 1/400 scale United Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. This is a nice model to have in my collection, and this is one of pretty much my first 737 MAX 8 from United in my collection overall. This is the first iteration of this GeminiJets model, so this came out I think somewhere around December or January 2022. So the December 2021 slash January 2022 releases from GeminiJets. And overall, this model does look nice. There are a couple of QC issues that I want to pull out on, but we're just gonna get started with the model review. So we're gonna get started with the box as per usual. So you got your typical GeminiJets generic box, nothing really too special, it's just like a generic GeminiJets box. So you got the GeminiJets logo, made for collectors by collectors. You got the CGI image of the aircraft right there, Boeing 737 MAX 8. United Airlines logo right there, and I think what's very unique is this is actually like a purple band over there. So 1/400 scale die-cast small aircraft. This portion of this box is purple, which technically speaking, that's actually part of United's new livery. Not sure why they slapped purple on this box, but yeah, not really quite sure. Here's a side, here's another side. So this is the top side right there, and yeah, here's your left side, or the sides right there, of course. Here's the back side of the box right there. You got the CGI image of the aircraft taken off. You got the GeminiJets logo as well as gets. Here are your bullet points. You got their social media pages right there. The Boeing licensed product and the United Airlines trading product, right? Licensed trademark product right there. This is a 2021 release of GeminiJets. Once again, this came out somewhere around late 2021 to early 2022. The item number of this model is GJUAL 2049. And as I open up the pamphlet, this is where the model will be, so it's got a square cutout. And then here's the description of the aircraft, so you can pause and read, and then it tells you more about this aircraft in general. So now with that out of the way for the box, let's have a look at the model. Overall, it looks very nice, and yeah, GeminiJets did a really good job on this model. Once again, there are a couple of QC issues. I think I do want to pull it up a little bit closer just so you can see. Well, it's kind of zooming in, but we're gonna get started with a review. So let me just fix my camera, and then we're gonna get started with a review from there. Alright, let's get started. So as you can see, you got your cockpit windows right there, and then you got the nose shape of the aircraft. This is quite controversial as the nose shape of the plane looks really off, but yeah, it almost, I think what really falls on this model is the tip right here. As you can see, I don't think the MAX 8's nose should not be like that. As you can pretty much tell, it's kind of very pointy at close to the very end right there. So that's one quality control GeminiJets could have done better, but I mean, this is a model made out of 2022, but I can't really complain from there. Here's your nose landing gear. Alongside with that, you got the nose landing gear door containing the ETOPS logo, 737-800, well, part of the registration, of course. You got the Star Alliance logo right there. You got the Connecting People Uniting the World tiles right there. You got your L1 boarding door. You got the blue stripe the blue swoop that leads into the forward area of the aircraft, and then there's your gray underbelly. Here's your middle section of the aircraft. You got the United tiles, the big blue United tiles right there. Here's your what are these? Oh yeah, LEAP 1B engine. So these are your CFM LEAP 1B engines right there. Apparently they are rocket ship, as you can see right there. I mean, I think this there was a problem with the rocket ship engines during that time frame of GeminiJets, but since then, the recent 737 MAX's they released, those issues have been solved. So yeah, it is what it is for this model right here. You got your emergency exit doors right there, which are very well printed. You got your AT winglets. Now, I do have a couple of problems with the AT winglets, but as you can see from this side, I think the AT winglets looks very fine on the port side, but I'll show you guys the starboard side later on. But overall, looks nice on the port side right there. And then there's your top antenna and your Wi-Fi dome. Alongside with that, you got your back antenna right there. Moving on to some wing details. So here are your various wing details. You got your spoilers, fairings, and then slats and flap details, along with some printed details like the emergency exit door and CSFF. And then, of course, I do want to mention the main landing gear as well. So here's the main landing gear. Moving on to the back area of the aircraft, you got your L2 door right there. And then you got your US flag and the aircraft registration, which is November 27251, which I'm thinking this is the first 737 MAX 8 in United's fleet. You also see the ship number that is printed on the right side on top of the L2 door. Moving on to the empennage of the aircraft, you got your APU, a very distinctive APU for a 737 MAX. There's your like tail striker thing, like some kind of tail dragger. This is kind of like for help prevent tail strikes, so that's what it is. You also got your horizontal stabilizers right there, and a beautiful United Airlines Evil Blue tail, which I think GeminiJets did a fantastic job on the printing. I also like the various details on the rudder as well. And then you also got your dorsal fin right there. Moving on to the front section of the aircraft, as you can see, the front section, I mean, it looks okay for what it is. And yeah, you can see that the port engine really like sits up way high compared to this one. Also, the landing gear kind of seems a bit crooked as well. And then moving on to the starboard section of the aircraft, so as you can see, so here's the starboard section. You got your R doors like right there, so right there. And then the other side, it should be right there. You also got your forward cargo bin right there, and then here's your aft cargo bin right there. And as I look in the engine, this is the starboard engine. As you can see, it's much better than the port engine, but what really falls on, as I mentioned before that the AT winglet on this side looks good. However, for this one, as you can see, the top portion of the AT winglet seems to be like curved right there, so not sure what was going on with the molding of this model right here, but as you can see, I think that's like a molding issue of the model. But I mean, I can't really complain. I mean, like, it is what it is, and yeah, can't really complain GeminiJets on that, but it's a mold problem. But other than that, still a good model regardless. So yeah, that's that. Now moving on to the top view of the aircraft. So here's the top view of the plane right there. So looking very nice. It's quite dusty because I have been like displaying this model on my shelf for quite a long time. So here's the top view. Moving on to the bottom view, as you can see, looking very nice on the bottom view. You got various details. You got your GeminiJets logo right there. We can focus it. And then you also got your stand hole right there. Moving on to the front. So here's the front view of the aircraft. It looks okay for what it is. And then moving on to the back section of the aircraft. Here's the back section of the plane right there. So overall, it's a good model from GeminiJets. And yeah, this is like their first iteration of their 737 MAX 8 from United. And overall, it kind of like suffers a bit on QC, but I mean, it is what it is. But that's not GeminiJets' fault, as it's kind of like coming from the factories of China. This is not really a perfect model or anything, but it's still a good model regardless. Now, I decided to review this model because GeminiJets did recently announce the second iteration of the United 737 MAX 8, so I may consider trying to pick that up in the future, and then I can do a model comparison with the first iteration compared to the second iteration. And overall, I think it should be a very interesting comparison, and if ever I can get the second iteration, then I can do a model review on that. So yeah, that is it for this MAX 8. Now I want to go over some good information about this particular aircraft, so with that being said, let's get into that. Alrighty, now let's go over the background information of this United 737 MAX 8, registered November 27251. So let's get started with some information from from planesparts.net, but I'll also throw in some airfleet information as well. So the manufacturer serial number of this aircraft is 43931. Line number of this aircraft is 8035. The aircraft's age is 3.2 years. The tax registration of this aircraft is November 1786 Bravo, and the production site is in the Renton plant in Renton, Washington. The airframe status says that it is active, and this was last updated on February 11th, 2024. Now, as I also pull up over here, here's some operator history. So, this aircraft was delivered to United Airlines in June 2021. It has two CFMI LEAP-1B engines. It was ferried from Boeing Field to Newark Liberty on June 27th, 2021 on delivery. Now, as I also pull up on Airfleets, I do want to mention the aircraft's first flight date, which was on June 10th of 2021. And once again, as I said before, this aircraft has two CFMI LEAP-1B engines. And the delivery date of this aircraft, I think I mentioned this already, but the delivery date of this aircraft is June 27th of 2021, which marked United Airlines' first 737 MAX 8 delivery. So overall, that's the operation history of this aircraft, and that's it for this model review. So I hope you enjoyed this model review. Overall, once again, it's a good model from GeminiJets. I mean, like, not the best representation of a United MAX 8 out there, but it's still a good model regardless. But I'm really glad to have a United MAX 8 in my collection so I can represent many of these in some of my airport updates, mostly my Roseville airport updates, if ever I had to like take this aircraft to Denver or Chicago. But other than that, really good model for my collection, and yeah, looking forward to hopefully get the second iteration United 737 MAX 8 that GeminiJets had announced recently. So looking forward to getting that model, but still, I'm really happy with this model, and it's really nice for my United Airlines collection. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. And if you want to see more of my model plane content, then you can click on that playlist, and it shows you all my model plane content from reviews, unboxings, and a whole lot more. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.